Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now March 5th of 2025, and given that the series With Love Meghan recently dropped on Netflix and it's already backfiring on many of the studio higher-ups over at Netflix, like the board of directors, the executives, even CEO Greg Peters, who tried to warn them ahead of time months and months ago about how much of a failure the series was going to be if they didn't rearrange anything or if they didn't actually outright cancel the show. No matter what you did to the show, no matter how much editing you would have done, there's nothing that really could have saved the show to begin with, so it's pretty much a moot point. But focusing on Meghan Markle's reaction here, based on the ratings disaster that it is, sitting at around 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, even the critic score is really bad. I believe the last time I checked it was around 31%. It may even be lower at this point. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, With Love Meghan, we already know that this series is by far one of the worst, not only marketing campaigns in the streaming platform's history, but also as an actual program that they actually put on their streaming service. It is by far one of the worst ones in the past 5 to 6 years, without a doubt. Now, focusing on Meghan Markle, there's a lot of things going on right now after what Netflix recently did to really take action against Meghan Markle after the public backlash, after how basically the board, the executives, Greg Peters, in the end, they really saw what was coming. They were embracing this kind of backlash. They were embracing this kind of, ratings disaster to really come at full force on March 4th, and it did, and it's only worsening over time. The more people that actually, see this thing and really learn more about it or have other friends or family members telling them about it, you're going to see more and more people really just talking about this show in a negative manner. Now, with the Meghan Markle drama only getting worse after the release of her series With Love Meghan, one monumental development going on currently involves more to do with Meghan Markle's behavior after the recent ratings disaster for the show, where Rotten Tomatoes, like I said before, is sitting around 12%. Now, a crucial update to this entire scenario now involves how Meghan Markle recently got punished by the Netflix board and the executives after the abysmal ratings for her series. It turns out that the board, in a recent emergency meeting about the future of Netflix, involved their swift move of canceling With Love Meghan Season 2 that was already greenlit ahead of time in case the series was successful. Now, all plans for a Season 2 are now officially axed. They are cancelled by not just the board, but also the entire creative team behind the scenes. We're in full agreement that the Netflix studio heads to make this call, as they don't want to be affiliated with any further failures. Now, Markle reportedly was furious over the quick and sudden update to the future of her cooking show series that also involves her lifestyle and hobbies. Shockingly, though, it didn't really just have to do with the sudden ratings failure. It also involved the drama between Markle and Pamela Anderson after she copied many elements of Pamela's show right under Netflix's nose. And though still roughly 50% of the board support Meghan Markle, even those board members decided it was the right move to cancel the series altogether moving onwards. The same board members that support Meghan Markle that also agreed to cancel With Love Meghan, however, are still attempting to create another series featuring Meghan Markle to experiment with something completely new. The other half of the board is pressuring them to actually come to a full agreement to ditch Meghan Markle from a further contract deal altogether without embracing a renewal beyond 2025. Now, With Love Meghan Season 2 was planned to also involve elements of Meghan traveling, her fitness life, and more to expand her hobbies that even Netflix knew it would actually not connect with their audience. As a result of the backlash for the series and the price increase for their subscriptions, subscribers are leaving in droves, and Meghan Markle, behind the scenes, is already blaming Netflix CEO Greg Peters as one that embraces discrimination of women, and even blamed him for being a misogynist for accepting the board's decision to cancel With Love Meghan Season 2. Now guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about this real quick before I really get to the big conclusion about what's really going on here and additional, info of what's really happening with her time over at Netflix. Now, of course, she's going to blame Greg Peters. She's going to use him as the scapegoat. She's going to say that he was a misogynist, that he is one that embraces discrimination. All of this nonsense that holds no logic at all. It's the same utter garbage that always comes out of Meghan Markle's mouth. This is typically what always happens when things fail, when things don't go her way, or when things that she just realizes the public is just not in full agreement with at all. And not even in full agreement, I mean, this is universally rejected at this point. Nobody wants to see Meghan Markle in a TV series about cooking, about her lifestyle, and in this weird alternate reality where she does all these things, and in reality she just doesn't do all these things in a very authentic way. It just doesn't happen. So again, we have a lot of things to discuss with the show. There's a lot of elements going on with the show. That's exactly why a lot of people are rating it very, very low. It's not just with the subpar acting. If you guys have seen some of the clips or some of the episodes, if you really wanted to go through that torture to watch a couple of episodes, some people couldn't even get past episode 2, and I'm not even kidding about that. But the acting is terrible, the line delivery is so abysmal. It's just like what the test screeners described, as we reported days and days ago, weeks and weeks ago as well as the directing, the writing, the producing. The sets sometimes look very phony. The way it was shot just looks so out of place. There's a lot of wrong with the show. It's not just driven, by Meghan Markle of what makes it fail. And a lot of it has to do with how this thing was created, how it was planned, how it was marketed, and everything like that. Now, moving onwards, alright, this is where it gets interesting here. With other, of course, elements of Season 2 that were planned with Love Meghan, they wanted to turn it from 8 episodes into a whopping 12-episode season, with other celebrity cameos coming into the mix to add more characters to the series. In addition to all of this, Meghan Markle is now, of course, very likely, and has a very likely chance of losing her entire affiliation with Netflix by 80%, based on how each board member is leaning. Now, Meghan is already trying to reverse the action made by the Netflix board after they cancelled With Love Meghan Season 2. And now again, it's a combination of the fact that Meghan Markle's in the show, that she copied Pamela Anderson's show, Pamela's Cooking with Love. Not just the title that she copied, but also elements of the show well after her show dropped, before Meghan's, by the way. And on top of that, it also has a lot to do with the fact that this is just a TV show that nobody wanted in general, nobody really needed, and it just did not work. And again, the acting is terrible, everything about it is very fake, phony, inauthentic, and just screams of desperation to really kind of have all eyes on her, right? Like she wants the center of attention. That's how it comes across as. And there's a lot of cringeworthy moments in this series. There's a lot of moments where it literally makes you want to hit the pause button and just X out of the actual episode and just turn off the TV. But I digress. Again, I think that the board made the right call. I'm not a supporter of the board of directors of Netflix in any way. I'm a very big critic of them. But what they did was a step in the right direction. They're still really not quite there just yet, because they still want to create something else with Meghan, to really kind of try something new or to experiment with something new. But I will tell you guys right now, it's not looking good at all. She most likely is not going to get any kind of a contract renewal if the ratings keep plunging like this at a rapid rate. But overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys later.